Good evening, everyone. There we are again with the semifinals news. Today, the last round of the semifinals is played, and it is totally clear which players are going to the finals. As you can see in Group A, Luc de Weide and Hein Meijer are going to the finals. Luc is, of course, a youngster who is going for the first time, and Hein Meijer is a known person there. He played also last year. So very interesting that these both players made it to the finals. In Group B, Ant van Berkel and Jan van der Star are going to the finals. Ant van Berkel made a nice win today, and Jan van der Star played a draw, and also Andrew Chumaong made a draw, and they had to play a barrage against each other. And Jan van der Star won this one after 4 matches in total. Then in Group C, this was a very interesting round for Group C because Matteo Boxum was in a losing position against Stokkel, and Martin van Dijk won against Wouter Ludwig. And that made Martin also get to the 9 points. So if Matteo had lost, all three players had to play a barrage. But now only Wouter and Martin had to play the barrage. But unfortunately for Martin, even after winning a normal game against Wouter, he lost, unfortunately, the third game against Wouter, and Wouter made it to the finals. So a youngster again going to the finals. Matteo, congratulations. And also Wouter, congratulations for the fourth or fifth times, I think, that he is playing for the Dutch Championship. And then in Group D, kind of the most boring group because they played a lot of draws. But if you see all the games, there were always some possibilities to win. So today I will also discuss a few of the games here. At the end, Gerlof, Ben, and Maarten finished all at 8 points. And they had to play also a barrage, but first Ben won for Maarten, and then Gerlof played against Maarten, also won. So online I couldn't find the game between Gerlof and Ben, so probably they didn't play because they both already had the ticket for the final. So also congratulations to those both players. Both already played in the finals before, and for Gerlof it is totally ideal because this year the Dutch Championship is played in Friesland. So that's also where he's from. So nice, close by home. So very ideal. Let's go in that case to the games. Today I picked out 7 games which were very interesting. And we will start with the game against Rob Geurtsen against Emre Hageman. A very solid and normal game in the beginning. Emre is, of course, one of the players of Team NL. For Rob, you see he's playing just a normal wing attack. He's trying to make a wing center attack. Also, Emre is trying to make a wing attack and, of course, is going to attack the wing attack of Rob a few times. But overall, this is a very normal build-up. But then, after this exchange, the strange move 39-34 is made. And that will help later in the game a lot for Emre. Some exchanges. And now also 28-23 is played. And that is also very interesting because Emre's idea is to just build up these pieces towards here. So White never can play 40-35 anymore. So at this moment, I think 40-35 would be the best move just to build up towards a center wing attack again. But White made a different decision. And the computer already tells that it's getting better and better for the black player because White still can't play anything in this area, so he's totally blocked and only can play still the moves 37-32 for a few times, and that is also ending if black is playing correctly. Emre is playing until this moment totally correct, and he's building up everything correctly. But now Emre is playing 2-8, where 6-11 is a win for him. Because what would happen? 2-8 is just taking, and there's a small possibility still for White to get out of all the trouble. But if black would play the 6-11, would exchange, and then he can close. And the only move white could still make without losing any piece would be 32-28, but black also still has moves left, so it would be losing for sure. So white has to make a different idea, and then this is one of the opportunities, and this was one of the opportunities the computer gave, and both are also losing. Really nice move, 12-17, and black can take a king and is going to win the game because white will never get through this very strong defense. Good. So 2-8 is played, and then there will be some combination to a king. And of course, going to a king always looks really strong, but unfortunately for the black player, white had a nice after combination, which makes the whole game kind of equal again. And after the moves he made, there were even better chances for white, but white didn't take these chances. Here, white is playing 29-33, so he's going to attack. Computer says that 26-21 is better. But still, even here, it is a really good game for the white player. And everything seems to be really good. Then white is playing here 40-34, but if the white player is going to 38, he's going to win an extra piece, and I will just show you how. It's not clear that it is going to win, but it is directly, of course, 2 pieces in front, so much better chances for white to win the game. And if black makes one small mistake, more mistake, he will lose 1 piece extra. The game is fully over. And you see also that black has, of course, 3 pieces in the center, which he can't really defend. So white can make a trick to get these pieces. And of course, white also has this, but in the end, then he will still have 4 against 2. And most of the time, if everything is standing correctly, 4 against 2 is winning. But unfortunately, it went different. And here you see the game was very quickly a draw. And yeah, finally the draw made that both players don't make it to the finals. If Hageman would have won this game, he would still have a chance to play for tickets for the finals. But yeah, unfortunately for him, it ended badly. But you see a lot of good things happened for both players. Both players had a chance to win, and they missed it, unfortunately. Good, then we are going to Talia Majeed and Anton van Berkel. Now, Anton van Berkel had, of course, a really bad start, but he really got back on his feet and he made it to the finals. And of course, this winning game was very important for him. And he kind of got this game as a present because his opponent made a really easy mistake. The game was kind of equal. Of course, it was a little bit easier. If you look to the position, it was a little bit easier for the black player, but you wouldn't expect that the white player would make this mistake. So they're building very normally up. Some moves you could discuss about, but overall the moves are very normal, and it's really clear that black tries to use some moves to make it more difficult for the white player. And then here, white already goes to the corner. They're exchanging, and now the worst mistake the white player could make. Of course, it's already not ideal, but yeah, he plays 30-25, and the game is directly over. And we have a king. Both players still go on, but it's very clear with a few pieces in front that black is going to win this game. So I'm not going to go further because it seems that white still can play here, but then Black can play really nicely this and this, and he will always win the game. So. Good. Jeroen Kos against Kooistra. Now, this was one of the kind of interesting games because Jeroen Kos had a really bad tournament. He lost many, many games as a very strong player. He's known for the level of 1340. So he should normally end up in the top 4 of this semi-final group. But he lost from at least 3 or 4 players. So winning today from Terke was, I think, a very nice thing for him and a nice ending of the tournament with also a good result at the end. Now, Terke was building up standard opening. His teammate Van Leeuw was also building up like this. The only thing I know of this gameplay is that it's really important to win the center here. So yeah, both players are just fighting constantly to have the most ideal center and finally try to make a breakthrough to one of the wings. But at the moment, it's too less to say about it yet. They're just building up and trying to exchange some pieces. But you see already that Black is in a much better position. And I was also the whole game watching because online we could see the games constantly. Almost all the games were semi-live to follow. And I was totally in expectation that Black was going to win because White is already locked here in a nice triangle lock. And yeah, also he has a bad piece here in the end. And Black still has so many moves and White almost can't do anything. So I was really expecting that that would be a win for Black. But then Black plays the strange move 9-14 here, which was not really expected in my case. I expected 12-18 just for a waiting move and then later maybe 9-13. But 9-14 was played. And then the white player played a very smart move and just tricked the black player. I will show you first what black could have played and what was probably a better matchup. Now here the computer is telling that that white should play 43-38, but then after moves as 18-23 it will be really difficult. So yeah, probably white is going to play towards 39, and then you still have a normal gameplay, but it will be very difficult for white after moves as 15-20. So let's go to the game. 34-30 is played, and now 20-25 is forbidden because of a very, very nice combination. It's a majority rule combination, and yeah, white directly went for it, of course. So what is going to happen? Black has to take 2, white takes 1, black takes 1, and then you can just make a walkthrough. And of course you make a king here, because otherwise black will take it off, and then there are chances for the black player, of course. So this was kind of lucky for Jeroen, because otherwise the game would be much better for Terke, and there was a good chance for Terke to win that game if he could put some extra pressure on Jeroen. Then the most important game of today, because the group of C has been already the whole period of the semifinals a very interesting pool. A lot of different wins, a lot of risky gameplay from all the players. Everybody could win from each other. So this gave the players a lot of winning opportunities, and also there was a grandmaster in this group, of course, Stokkel, who had also a very difficult tournament. I will show his game later on. He played against Matteo Boxum today, so we will discuss that later. But today, Martin van Dijk knew he had to win from Wouter Ludwig to make any chance to get to the finals. And winning from Wouter Ludwig is already something special, because he doesn't lose that often. But even doing that in the semi-finals, when Wouter knows that he has enough with a draw and still winning, then that's kind of amazing, because Wouter kind of was not risking too much. I was feeling like he was building up very normally. So let's see how the game went. Of course, Wouter takes an attack. The best defense is an attack most of the time. So just building up. Also, the black player decides just to go build up. Especially the 44 is an interesting move. It was needed in this position, of course. He could also make away the decision for 40-35. But Wouter is like, hey, I want to wait. Maybe I can even use my piece from 40 to 34 later on. So very interesting. So the build-up is kind of good. Nothing is going on yet. Black and white are kind of equal the whole time. The pieces of white and black are both a little bit over the board. White's pieces are coming more together. So if you see this, it works a little bit more together than, of course, the pieces here in the block here of black. But still equal chances, and white is getting a little bit in an easier position. But black has also his smart ideas, and plays, of course, here 10-14, which is a good move. I was checking this game and I was like, hey, white is going to play probably 45 to 40 and just build up and maybe bring the piece on 48 and just build a very strong center attack. And yeah, that will end up probably in a draw or maybe even a win for white. But white decided to play 33-29. And then, black had a very, very nice idea. The silent move 15-20. And white is in a very difficult position because the next move for black is for a 19-24. And if white will close it, there will be the nice combination. So white had to make a different decision. And white decided to give a piece, what is almost always a very strange decision, because most of the time if you give a piece, you will be just a piece behind and you're going to lose the game. And also white had different decisions to make here. But let's see what Wouter did. Wouter gave 29-24, and of course his opponent just took the extra piece from 20 to 29, and there was no possibility for white to take it back because otherwise 18-22 was coming. But let's see what the other opportunity was for white, because after this it is losing real quickly. Now, here you already see if black goes behind, white just moves up, black takes, and white exchanges and goes also to king. So really logical that black is playing 14-19. And then white is going behind. Black has to give. And they exchange. And now the strong move 38-32 is played. It's, of course, it's 6-7 moves deep. But from these players, I would expect that they could calculate this. But maybe Wouter was in kind of a time trouble here and maybe missed it. But this would be still a drawish position for the white player. And black would be very sad after playing such a good game. But of course, it went different. And black just moves here. White has only one normal move, kind of. And black makes a breakthrough. Now, white still tries something, but black says, hey, I will just exchange backwards and just show me how you're going to get a breakthrough when I have still two very strong defenders and I'm almost at the king. And also Wouter decided, hey, here I just have to give up. And Martin was very happy. He also put a lot of things on Facebook, but unfortunately he lost afterward the barrage against Wouter Ludwig. And Wouter made it to the finals. Then the other game, my favorite player, Jan van Meggelen, my teammate, of course, against Spijker. This was one of the most interesting games of this tournament because both players don't have a chance, of course, anymore for a ticket to the finals. But both players really gave everything and both had a chance to win the game. So we will see a few interesting combinations and interesting moves to win the games. Just a normal build-up for an attack. Jan likes to surround lately, so he's totally building up for surrounding. Also very normal what's played here. And then a very strange move is made by the young player. It's like here you're expecting moves as 41, 37, or maybe something like 33, 28. But yeah, this piece has to get away because 33, 28 is forbidden because of the combination now. So 41, 37 is the only move you have left at this moment. So that is also expected that you are playing that. But he played 38, 20, 33, 32. And now there's a really easy combination for the black player. And that was also the first thing I was looking at when I was watching the game when it was still playing. And I was like, hey, why is black not doing this? Is there something I missed? But yeah, if you see what happens, it is an easy win. Because you can just give, and make a nice king. And if you want to go for the best defense, 40-35 is played. Now you're not walking away because then you get these kind of things and you still, white gets an attack here and still has a defender. So it will be still drawish position. No, you just build up with 14-20 and then you get an extra piece. And this is, fully a winning position if black is playing it correctly. So, very sad for Jan that he didn't go for this because he kind of deserved a win in the end. And if you think, hey, he can attack this piece here, the black player can also make moves towards here to make a good chance to get a direct breakthrough. So let's go on. So 18-22 is played, and now 49-44 is played, just to make exchanges and possibilities like that. White and black are just moving on. It's kind of an equal position. It's getting better for black. That's also for white because he has, of course, the attack here, and black is totally in defending position. And then already something interesting is happening here. The move 41-37 is good. Now white has to make a decision. Just exchanging. Black is kind of exchanging backwards constantly. Just to make sure he has still some tempies left. Also here, it's very interesting to see. This is kind of the position which is withholding almost all the pieces on the board. They're just with 5 pieces, it's just blocking almost all the other pieces. So black has really less options to play. And then here, white is kind of making a mistake in my opinion. I think he had a better choice by playing a move like 28 or maybe even waiting first with 40-35. But he played 47-42, and then black could play as best move 13-18 to threaten here with a nice possibility. But yeah, that didn't happen, unfortunately. I'll show what could be done. You just go backwards, and then the very strong move 12-18. Now white can't go here, and if white goes here, black will just make a sticky move, and he will also get a breakthrough. It will be still, it will be still an even amount of pieces. So if he plays differently, then now this strong move is made, and white is one piece ahead, but he will lose that piece again from black after this move. So now also 42-38 was played, and very strange. Black played 22-27, and there's a really nice combination here to win. Also, white missed it. Probably they were in big time trouble here because white played 40-35, but there's a really good combination. 29-23. Taking one piece away, then just taking 4 pieces. Black has to take one, and there the game is 1-3 against 5. White still has a good defense, so an easy win for the white player. But then they moved on, and black played 12-18. White exchanged for one piece ahead, but that one piece ahead is not a winning possibility because black always can get behind and make a breakthrough, and even with a piece in front, it will be always a draw. White has to play to 19 because otherwise black can always go behind. Of course, there's also a possibility that the white king can go here, but then he can just go to the center again and just hold this line constantly, and then it will be also a draw. Let's finish the last moves, and probably here the youngster thought, let's give him a draw because I have to drive back with Jan to the north, and I don't want to drive myself or take a train. So probably he decided from, hey, I'm not going to risk that my lift is taking off without me. Then the most important game of the day, because Matteo is of course 13 years old, and he could be one of the first youngsters making the finals and also finishing first place in his group. And luckily enough for Matteo, he did that today, and he was playing against the Grandmaster Jos Stokkel. Jos had already a few really difficult games. Was even lucky that he had a draw against Terke, where he was in the end kind of in a losing position if Terke would play everything correctly. And today also he was having the better game in the end, but he gave it unfortunately away. Now, both players are building up. Normally, it's kind of an opening Matteo probably knows very well because the computer gave up constantly that it is a better opening for white. The exchange was also given. And also important to know, I know that Jos Stokkel likes to play half open classical game. So yeah, this gameplay is kind of what Jos Stokkel likes to play. And yeah, he totally went for it then. Now, the exchange was kind of normal. Everything is just built up as the computer also was suggesting, or one of the possible moves. Only here, white decided to go 31-26, where the computer says that 45-40 is much easier and gives more opportunities for the white player. Because after 31-26, white gives kind of his position away and is black more in favor. Also because there was a really big group of pieces here, and black can finally start developing this a little bit. Now here I would say directly go behind, but white decides to give first an extra piece and then go behind. I'm really curious what he has seen if white directly goes behind. And here black plays 20-24, and there was a nice draw option directly for the white player. I'm not sure if white thought, hey, I want to win here the position, but if I was in the position that Matteo was, I would directly see, hey, this seems to be a drawish position. Let's go for it. It could be just by giving 3 pieces and then being 1 piece behind. but we are going to threat to take this piece. Black can defend it, of course, but then we give another piece, and with 2 pieces behind, and black still has a lot of pieces in the back, and white still has to make at least 5 moves before he's at the king. There's enough possibility to take the piece away with this white to exchange and try to even. This will be directly a draw's option, but it went different. White exchanged, black exchanged. Black is getting a little bit in a better position here. And then, very strangely, black is kind of, by playing 13-18, in a very good position. Yeah, he... sorry, I'm saying this already for black, but first white has to make a move here. White decided to play 44-39, where 35 was much better, because with 35, could just go behind, and white directly had a draw's position on the board again. So then black was playing correctly 13-18, then white plays 34, and the attack is set, everything is played correctly here. White makes a king, and then strangely enough, the white player, the black player decides to play 10-15, which is not kind of directly needed, because there's nothing what the white player can do about these 3 pieces standing here. So moving just towards the king, even if white would first go to 6, you make a king, then white directly has to go back to 1. So it would be a lost move. Let's see what could happen if 36-41 was played. And you see already here, by playing this, you can take away the king. Now, white has to give some, and really easy, black will just walk away, and there's 6 pieces extra. 6 pieces against 4 pieces is of course 2 pieces more, and also white has to give some extra pieces to win any of these, and black will just walk further to a king, and then 2 kings. This will be for sure a winning position for black. Unfortunately, he played 10-15, and then the strong move 39-34 is played, and then everything just falls correctly for the white player. Of course, the exchange is made here, and this will just go to a draw, because these pieces are also standing ideal incorrectly. Very easy draw's position. The 35 piece is brought to 24, and white is going to try to exchange this. Of course, there have to be played a few moves, but it is kind of easy to make this to draw. Then another really important game, Simon Harmsma against Erik Ten Hagen. If Simon Harmsma would have won this game, he had still a chance to play the barrage for the finals. Of course, he played last year his first Dutch finals, and he would have loved to play it this year again. He had the right position to do it. The game he was playing was kind of a matchup from the wall against Baljakin. This is not something I knew myself. I got this information from Roel Boomstra, who was sharing that in one of our WhatsApp groups. But it was a really nice game, and Simon totally deserved to win it. But yeah, unfortunately, he made a small mistake in the end. And unfortunately, this year, he will not play the finals. So the build-up was kind of very normal. Both players, as it should be. Apologies for that. So I was telling that they were just building up a kind of a normal gameplay. You already see that white has, of course, a stronger center and is trying to bring the piece here to the center for an attacking position. Now, after this move, white has to move this way, otherwise he will get in big trouble. Now, a nice wing attack with a center, or kind of a center wing attack called. White is standing ready. Black is trying to make a defensive surrounding position, but it's very hard to surround. Then Black played 2-7, and White decided to play 44-40, but the computer gave on. If he plays 48-43, there will be much more opportunities for him to move on later with a move like 34-30 and trying to attack this piece and finally even walk through with 23. With 23. Everything here is just played correctly. The computer also totally agreed with the moves, but only here one thing could be different, but still the gameplay is good. And now White is playing 43-38. And there was a really nice, easy choice to make for the White player. If you just exchange here and then go behind, it was kind of or it looks like a winning game plan. No, Black can't go here, so Black has to go there. And then White just can make a king here, and he's kind of ready to make a second king even. I have to do this correctly because I say he has to go there. If he goes here, we just make a king here, and we just play on. And there's a good chance for White to win the game, even with exchanging here and going on this line. There are opportunities for him. But the game was not over yet. There's still a nice king which the White player found. But the computer says that it was kind of drawish, but Black didn't play the correct moves directly. Now over here, the computer said that this could be a drawish option if 17-22 was played, and Black is directly going to try to get through. So at the moment, the White king goes here again. You give this piece, and then you will make a walkthrough, and that's the computer said that this is still a draw option. And now we are getting into the position I was talking about. Jannes van der Wal against the strong Baljekan. From this position on, you are like, hey, as long as White is staying on this line, everything will be okay, because Black has to give, of course, 2 pieces to get through. But if these pieces are well situated, it is going to be a standard endgame. So kind of very interesting to see. White builds up correctly. Everything is still built up correctly. And here you would just expect White to go here. But he decides to go to 19, and then Black can just give 2, give even 3, and walk through to his king. And 3 against 1 is, of course, a draw against a strong player like Erik Ten Hagen. But what could have been played here? If White went to 46, now Black plays this. The idea constantly is that you have to wait as long as possible with playing the move 29-24. Also here, exchanging and then trying to make a breakthrough is not an option, because every time when you play this, you just move to field 12, and if he gives 1 extra, you move with your king to field 8, and at the moment Black makes a king on 46, you always just bring your king to 19. Does he make a king on 47? You just take the piece off by going to 3 with the king. And now also the same option is there. You still want to go to this field. Black gives one piece more, then he tries to make a breakthrough, and then you try to bring the piece directly to 8, and 46 is forbidden because of 19, and also 47 is forbidden because of going to 3. So that will be a really nice and amazing finish for Simon, but unfortunately he missed it. So overall, the semifinals was a blast. I really enjoyed seeing all these games. Also analyzing these games was kind of interesting. It's a pity that some youngsters who had a really good chance to make it to the finals, and even also a few guys who are already there for years in the semifinals who had a chance to make it. I think the group who made it to the finals is a very interesting group where a lot of interesting games will come from. So I'm looking forward to see the finals coming up with, of course, the 3 really strong players who already made it to the finals: Dijk and Groenendijk and Van IJzendoorn. I also thought that Jan van Dijk had a choice to go to the finals, but I understand that he is organizing the tournament this year in Harlingen. So overall, thank you all for watching the semi-final news. I hope you guys also enjoyed it. If you liked it, please give a like to my channel. And if you're not subscribed yet, please subscribe to my channel. It will help me reach more people. Coming time, I will come with a lot of basic and standard opening theory, and of course every week a few streams, so you can see me play. And of course I will instruct a little bit with some nice opportunities. And most important, coming Monday, of course, Team NL, the 4 strong grandmasters, Jitse Slum, Martijn van IJzendoorn, Jan Groenendijk and Wouter Sipma are going to play a tournament, and you can win some prizes. There I will be also streaming, of course, and hopefully I will get a chance to maybe make even a win against one of these very, very strong grandmasters. Thank you all for watching, and have a nice evening.